What up, dudes? My name is Ben, or Heart Shenanigans, and we're going to be doing Marie Recap number 6. I'm doing this right after Marie Recap number 5. I know it's probably been a couple days since you guys have seen your Marie Recap, gotten your Marie Recap fill, but I'm doing these back to back because it kind of feels like, they kind of mesh together. So yeah. Gameplay is the first one's 125 to 9 on Overflow, and the second one is 115 to 6 on Yemen. This one I'm using the PDW, and then the other one I'm using the MSMC, I believe. So yeah, those are the gameplays. Two pretty good gameplays, as you guys know. I have a lot of good gameplays kind of stocked up. So yeah, those are the gameplays. We're gonna get into the Marie recap. So. Where I left off, I believe, was we had gone over how coming back to school and how things were then, and how we had kind of I'd seen her the first day I got back, and we had gone out and kind of gotten in a little bit of a fight, I guess you could say, but we didn't talk, and then. One night, we had been texting most of the day, and because I had texted her, and we were having really good conversation, and I then, went to the bar that night, and I got denied because my ID was expired, but I could tell she wanted me to get in, because she wanted to hang out with me, and so I waited that night, and then ended up. She came back, and late night I had gone over to her house, and we had talked for a while, and then we had ended up having sex. So that's kind of where I left off, and that's kind of the start of what was probably one of the most stressful semesters of my few period of months that I was like just insanely just stressed out all the time. And you guys may know that because you may be able to tell during some of my commentaries, when I'm happy and when I'm not, and stuff like that. So, that was this past fall, so not too long ago. And I'm gonna try and cover everything and get up to date to where we are now. So, yeah, that's where I left off, and so after we had sex that night, I kind of the next day there was this. I was just like, what the fuck are we doing? And we ended up talking that day, and I was kind of at this point where I loved her so much that any way I could have her, that's how I was gonna have her, right? Whether it was sex, whether it was as a friend, whether it was any way that I could be with her. That is, whatever she wanted, that's how it was going to happen. And that's, trust me, that's not what you want, because it's got to be mutual. But, at this point in time, I loved her so much, and I was so, just blinded by that I was willing to do whatever she would let me to let me be with her. And we kind of had this talk, and we sat there, and we throughout the fall we had a ton of just deep talks, but this one was one of the first, and we talked about being sex friends with benefits, as you may call it. And I knew that when we started it, that it wasn't gonna be just that. Like, I think her and I both knew in the back of our heads that was going to be the case, but we wanted to be with each other. And she had broken up with me for these reasons, and that she had always brought up when we were talking that she had done it for these reasons, and these reasons haven't changed, and these things still exist, and they're not going to solve themselves unless or she didn't seem to think that I could change, right? That was her thing, and she didn't want me to change just for her, and I didn't want to change just for her, but I could. There was a difference from when we broke up during the summer to when we started, this sex relationship in the fall, right? So I think, we had this talk, and then obviously we had sex, and I think, that went on for probably, 2 weeks, I want to say, and a lot of it ended in crying. A lot of it ended in crying. Mostly, her crying and me trying to tell her that it was okay and that she wasn't hurting me by doing this. And but in the end, she was. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, she was. And I guess it hurt me to see her like that. And now that I look back on it, part of me is glad that it happened because I had her for that much longer. But part of me is just like, that wasn't for the best, because that's not how relationships should work, right? Excuse me, sorry. So God, this past fall was just a fucking shit show, and it all kind of mixes together, right? Which is, it's hard to sit here and think about it and talk about it, but I think it's good. I think it's good that I finally am talking about it. So she decided that it was time to end this, sex, friends with benefits thing that we had going, and I understood why, but I didn't want it to end, right? I didn't want to lose her again. It was almost like I had her back, and I had her, there in my grasp, and she was gone, right? She was just gone. And so, God, so we started, just trying to be friends, right? And I told her that wasn't, I told her when it happened, I was like, listen, I can't just be friends with you. That's not how it's going to work. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Like, you can't take what you and I had and turn around and be just friends, because she was my best friend for 3 years. I mean, 3 fucking years. She was my best friend. And it was hard to just hear her say, maybe we can just be friends, because I knew we couldn't, and she knew we couldn't. Like I think that's what she wanted, because she just didn't want to hurt me even more. And I knew, like, this whole time, like, I could just see it in her eyes, right? I always, whenever we would have these talks throughout the fall, it was always like, we were sitting there and we would be talking, and she could never make eye contact with me. And at first I didn't understand it, but as time went on, every time we would make eye contact, I could just tell that she loved me to death, right? She loved me, and I loved her, and at this point in time, it was not the time for it to end. And so, we had this talk that was, we were ending the friends with benefits relationship or whatever, and we had a couple talks after that, and I forget when it was, but this was the point that I kind of found out something, that was extremely disturbing, I guess you could say. So one night, I think once again alcohol involved, and I think her and I were both drunk, and she ended up back at my place one night, and I don't recall if we had sex before or after, but we were sitting there, and she was laying in bed with me, and we were talking, and she said, I need to tell you something. And I was like, okay, what's up? And she then, revealed to me that she had cheated on me while she was abroad. And I guess the way she described it was, so she cheated on me with one of the guys that I guess was in the program, that he's also American, that he had a girlfriend too, apparently, and that apparently they just made out, right? And which I still, I don't know if she was just telling me that to I don't think she would have sex with another person. I don't think she had the she wouldn't do that. I honestly do not think she did. And according to her, they just made out, or they just kissed or whatever one night when they were drunk. And she described it as And the reasoning, her reasoning behind it was because she felt like, once again, like I didn't care, and that was when she was abroad, right? I guess, she thought that it was. She described it as like emotionally cheating on me, right? More than physical, which I don't know if that's like worse or what. Like I've cheated on people before, right? And it doesn't feel good to do it, and like it doesn't, emotionally, in my mind, like when your relationship is that deep, emotionally cheating on somebody is far worse than just physical, cheating on someone. Although it may sound, worse the physical matter, really it's, when you love somebody that much, finding out that they emotionally cheated on you, it's deeper, and it hurts a lot more. Trust me. So, I found out, and we were sitting there, and she told me, and I was so fucking mad. I mean, I was so fucking pissed. Like, you would not believe how angry I was. And I don't know, like, and she was all about, at that point in time, just trying to make sure she didn't hurt me even more, right? So she stayed with me, and I think we ended up having sex, right? And we ended up, you know, almost like just connecting on this level that was like just, her and I, we cared about each other a lot, right? And she didn't want to hurt me, and I didn't want to hurt her, and she realized that that was a time that she knew that at some point in time she was going to have to tell me that, right? And so I think she also knew that when she was going to tell me, that she was going to have to be there for me, which she was. And I'm not sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing, and whether or not, I kept her there was a good thing, because, we obviously ended up having sex, and that's not good. So, God, this is fucking hard. So, we ended up having sex, and this was after, we had said we were going to end the sexual relationship, and, we just didn't know what to do, right? We didn't know what to do. And so I was hurt, and I honestly, after that, I didn't want to talk to her for a while. And so I don't think we did. I'm pretty sure we didn't talk for like a week. And, so she finally approached me with this, idea, right? That she wanted to try to make things work. She wanted to try, all things aside, after all these talks and everything that's happened, that she still loved me, and so she wanted to give it a shot, give it one more try, one last shebang, as you might say. And of course, me being me, blinded by, whatever love, I said yes. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I told her I could be the person that she wanted me to be. And I guess looking back, part of me wishes I didn't do that, because it was just another opening for me to get hurt. But I did. And I think, that was about the time that Black Ops 2 came out. So we had, I think that was, Black Ops 2 came out, I want to say, like a week after that, a week after we had decided we were going to try and make things work. And so, and at that point in time, I was so happy. Like, you guys have no idea. I was on top of the world. Like, I was so happy that I just had her back. And so, Black Ops 2 came out, and I was obviously playing Call of Duty and focused on videos, but I was very focused on her as well. And we were hanging out and talking, but there was still this, I guess, thing, right? This nagging, like, almost like cancer, just like this thing that hung out, that was not to say, it was obviously, it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was just this nagging thing that was always in the back of my head, that was like, she fucking cheated on me, right? She fucking cheated on me. Like, she fucking cheated on me. Like, there's no, like, you can say it so many times, but it never loses its, staying power, right? And she obviously had a lot of shit going on with her that, she needed to make herself happy before she needed to try and make me happy. And so I guess it was 2 weeks, 2 weeks later, I could tell something was up, right? And she, we ended up talking one night again, and she was like, I'm sorry, but this isn't working. Like, I know we had planned all this, and we had said we were going to give it one last try, and I guess my whole thing, to try and convince her to give it a shot was I just wanted a chance. Like, I felt like I never actually had a legitimate chance after she broke up with me the first time to show her I did care. And I still, to this day, I feel like I didn't get that chance because, 2 weeks, you can't really, after all we had gone through, you're going to expect me to just, turn around in 2 weeks? Like, come on. Like, that just doesn't work like that. And so she, ended it once again. And I was so, guys, you don't understand how, like, I can't put it in words how just fucked up everything was. Like, I can't. Like, I just physically cannot put it in words how fucked up everything was. And, like, I don't... Okay. God, I told myself I didn't want to fucking cry during this. I guess I never had cried about it. To be honest with you guys, I never had. Like, I cried about it when it happened, but afterwards, just sitting back and thinking about it, I never did. So, here you go. This is me, guys. Oh, man. So, alright, I gotta fucking... Now, we're gonna have to do another one. We're gonna have to do another one of these. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I guess it's probably good that we do another one, and, so... Oh, man. So we break up, right? For the whatever fucking time, right? And, oh, man. We break up, and, like I said, it's just, wow. Alright. Sorry if I'm just not talking right now. I don't want to cry anymore. Because I'm not going to get anywhere if I just sit here and keep crying about it. So, God, where the fuck am I right now? Like, as far as this storyline goes. We broke up, and it was towards the end of the fall, and I stopped going to class and just kind of fell apart, just emotionally, physically. I stopped working out. I just played Call of Duty, right? I just surrounded myself with something where I didn't have to think about it so much, and commentaries were released from me because I could talk about something that wasn't that, right? I could think about something that wasn't that, and throughout the rest of the fall, we had these talks and these fights with each other, right, after this, that I would get drunk and fucking make a fool of myself, and it was stupid. It was stupid on my part. I shouldn't have fucking done that, but I was so emotionally just destroyed in every way, shape, and form that there was nothing else to do. Like, there seriously was just nothing else I could do. And I was just emotionally checked out. And so I ended the fall that way. And I told myself, I was like, I gotta get my shit together, right? That was my thing. I gotta get my shit together this winter break, right? And I did. And, most of the winter break, I really started to release. But I guess I'll fill you guys in on everything in the next commentary, and tell you guys, kind of finish out the rest of the fall, because I started crying there and just getting my shit. My brain was just racked and couldn't fucking think, and so I'll do the finale, I guess, last time, and or next time, not last time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you later. Peace.